An American woman travels 6,000 miles to Ouagadougou, demanding to become Ibrahim Traoré's second wife. And she refuses to leave until he says yes. The sun blazed down on Ouagadougou as President Ibrahim Traoré stepped out of the presidential palace, surrounded by his security detail. Cameras flashed, and journalists shouted questions. But Traoré's attention was fixed on one person, the striking woman standing at the palace gates. She was tall, with smooth, ebony skin and eyes that blazed with determination. A crowd had gathered around her, whispering and pointing. In her hand she held a sign that read, "I came here for you, Ibrahim Traoré. Marry me." Traoré's guards tried to push her back, but she refused to move. "I'm not leaving until he talks to me," she said firmly, her American accent unmistakable. Traoré signaled his guards to let her through. The woman walked up to him, her chin held high. "My name is Maya Taylor," she said, locking eyes with him. "I came all the way from New York to be your second wife." Traoré's jaw dropped. His advisors exchanged nervous glances. The crowd murmured, some laughing, others shocked. Traoré took a deep breath. "Maya, you can't just show up here and demand marriage. Why would you do this?" Maya stepped closer, her gaze intense. "I've followed your story, your rise to power, your fight for your people. I know your heart, Ibrahim, and I know mine. You need a strong woman by your side." "I'm that woman." Traoré shook his head, stunned. "You don't even know me." Maya's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't back down. "I know enough, and I'm not leaving until you say yes." Traoré glanced at the crowd, then back at Maya. This woman had just turned his entire world upside down, and she was only getting started. Inside the presidential palace, the atmosphere was tense. Maya Taylor sat in the opulent living room, her eyes fixed on the grand doors. Outside, Traoré paced back and forth, his mind racing. "What is she thinking?" Malik muttered, glancing nervously at Traoré. "This woman just waltzed in here and demanded to be your wife." Traoré rubbed his temples. "She came all the way from America. That's not just some random stunt." Malik leaned closer. "What if she's a spy? Or worse, a distraction sent by our enemies?" Traoré shook his head. "No, I saw her eyes. She believes what she's saying." Taking a deep breath, Traoré entered the room. Maya's eyes lit up, but Traoré kept his expression stern. "Maya," he said, sitting across from her. "Why would you do this? Why would you leave everything behind to come here?" Maya took a deep breath. "You want the truth?" Traoré nodded. Maya leaned forward, her voice soft but intense. "I watched you rise to power. I watched you stand up to the world, risking everything for your people. You're a man with a heart for justice, a man who fights for what's right, and I fell in love with that man." Traoré's jaw clenched. "You can't love someone you don't know." Maya swallowed hard. "I know it sounds crazy. I was engaged to a man in New York, a powerful businessman. He wanted me to marry him to seal a business deal, but he was cruel, controlling. The kind of man who uses people and throws them away." Her eyes shimmered with tears. "I watched a video of you visiting a village where children had no food. You knelt in the dirt and promised them you would never let them go hungry. You didn't care about your suit, your status. You only cared about those kids." Traoré's eyes softened. He remembered that day, Maya continued, her voice trembling. "That's when I knew I couldn't stay in New York and marry a man I didn't love. I couldn't ignore what I felt for you. So I got on a plane and came here. I know it sounds insane, but I couldn't let you go without trying." The room fell silent. Traoré leaned back, his mind reeling. "You do realize that my life is not a fairy tale. I'm fighting enemies every day. There are people who want me dead." Maya smiled, her eyes never leaving his. "Then let me fight beside you." Suddenly, a guard burst into the room, panting. "Mr. President, there's been a security breach. Someone just tried to break into Maya Taylor's hotel room. They were looking for her passport." Traoré's blood ran cold. Someone wanted Maya. Gone, but why? Later that night, Maya sat in the palace living room, the reality sinking in. Someone had tried to break into her hotel room. Traoré entered, his expression dark and unreadable. Malik followed close behind. "Maya," Traoré said, eyes piercing. Are you sure you came here alone? Maya nodded, voice shaky. Yes. I didn't tell anyone where I was going, not even my parents. Malik stepped forward, arms crossed. Then how did they know which hotel to target? How did they know your room number? I don't know. Traoré's eyes narrowed. Who was the man you were supposed to marry in New York? Maya hesitated. His name is Darius Monroe. He's a businessman. Owns a chain of luxury hotels. Very powerful. Malik exchanged a glance with Traoré. Darius Monroe. Traoré's jaw tightened. That name sounds familiar. Maya looked up, eyes wide. Why? What does he have to do with this? Traoré turned away, fists clenched. Darius Monroe is more than just a businessman. He's connected to a global network of arms dealers. Last month, our intelligence intercepted a shipment of weapons headed for a rebel group in Burkina Faso. Guess whose name was on the manifest? Maya's face drained of color. Darius, Malik nodded. And now the woman who walked away from his multi-million-dollar deal is sitting in the presidential palace of the man he despises. I didn't know, Maya whispered. I swear I didn't know. Traoré stepped closer. Are you telling me that the man who wants to see me dead just happens to be your ex-fiancé? I left him, Ibrahim. I left everything behind to be here. I didn't know he was involved in any of this. Before Traoré could respond, Malik's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen and his eyes widened. Mr. President, you need to see this. He handed Traoré the phone. A news headline flashed. American. Maya Taylor accused of stealing millions from ex-fiancé Darius Monroe, flees to Africa. Maya gasped. That's a lie. I didn't steal anything. Malik crossed his arms. So you came here to marry the president, while your ex is telling the world you're a thief? This is a setup. He's trying to ruin me. Traoré's eyes darkened. Darius Monroe is coming after you, Maya. And now, you're not just some desperate woman demanding to be my wife. You're a walking target.